It's been a while since I've done one of these. I figured I'd come back with a build video since I hadn't done a video in so long. And I got a new saddle side. Y'all didn't get to see much of the last talon I had, but there was 1 or 2 videos. But I figured I'd do on this one, I'd do a walk around video showing y'all what I have done to the one I have now. And then maybe I'll put out a video of 5 things I love and 5 things I hate, which is pretty basic and everybody else does, but my views might be different than others, so I may throw one of them out there. But I'll get to going over what I have done. Some of it was done when I bought it. A decent bit I've done. There's not a whole lot I've done to it yet, which I ain't had it but about a year, which is a pretty good bit of time, but still. First thing, we'll go with the wheels and tires. The wheels are race line, bead lock, just single bead lock, not a dual. The backs are a deeper offset. Don't question me on the offset because I really don't know. They were on there when I bought it. I didn't buy them. I'm actually going to change the rears to match the fronts because if I have a flat or if I want to rotate them, because you can tell I have no rubber on the center lugs on these, and the outsides are starting to wear down. And I'd like to be able to throw them on the front and put the fronts on the backs because the fronts are actually still in decent shape. Actually really good shape, but I can't because the offset's completely different than the backs. So I'm gonna end up changing the wheel setup in the back, just matching the front, keeping the same wheels because I like the way the wheels look, and getting a different set of tires because I don't really care for these tires that much. They're a good trail tire, but that's about it. And then next is going to be the Mudbuster fender flares. I didn't really care for how they looked originally, but I mean they look good now, so they're one of those things that grow on you, and they were more of a function than look type of deal for what I got them. So these things like to throw mud up real bad, and it took one good ride at Durhamtown, or Off-Road Adventure Park now I think is what it's called, to change my mind, because it was raining half the day and mud everywhere, and it took one good trip of playing in the mud on the trails to change my mind on buying some. So and they're the largest, not the extra large or the small. They're just the largest, right? I think there's a medium. The medium is just the front or something like that. Not really sure, but I have the largest. And then we got the KFI winch mount plate with just a standard fair lead and the hook that come with the one winch. And then the winch, I'm not really sure. I'm almost positive it's a 3,500 pound one winch, also on there when I bought it. And then I have a Super ATV flip up windshield, but for this winter and the ride that we just went on, which is Hatfield McCoy, and I expect it to be cold up there, so I got a full glass windshield. And the main reason why I got it off of a trade along with the doors, but I got it because I bought this $18 manual windshield wiper that does a full 180. Let's see if I can get it in frame. A full 180, 18 bucks on Amazon, best purchase ever. So when we were riding trails, because we were gonna be doing a bunch of miles per day, I didn't want to have to be constantly flipping the windshield in and out, and plastic scratch or poly scratches real easy. So I wanted something that didn't scratch and something that I could throw a windshield wiper on. So I found these on Marketplace, and the guy was wanting to trade, so I traded him old 4-wheeler I had that I didn't do anything with. And that package also come with the Honda OEM doors, and I really like these over like the Super ATV doors. The Super ATVs are the same plastic as the flip up windshield, which also scratches really easy. Which, given again, these do scratch, they're plastic, but you can, these zippers right here, you can run them all the way to the back right here, and these zippers will meet, and you can take this piece of plastic completely out and not have a window. So that was one thing I really like how Honda did that. So if you wanted to ride with no windows, you could just pop them out, roll them up, stuck them behind the seat, and then if they ever get too scratched, you can just buy new plastics. You don't have to buy a whole new door, which with Super ATV, you can't just buy a new little plastic piece to put in there. So they look cool, but not my style, and they're a little too, I mean, They're fairly easy to take off, I think, because I think they have 3 to 4 bolts that hold the Super ATV ones on. And these are mainly just Velcro. I mean, they Velcro here, then they bolt here, and then there's one right here that bolts to the factory nets. So you got 1, 2, 3. Supposed to have a 4th bolt there, but God didn't have them, so. And then you've got, let's see, a P-clamp here. I believe this is a P-clamp, or no, 2 C-clamps on the back bar, and then a P-clamp here. And then it's just Velcroed onto the roll cage there. Up here, so I need to Velcro that back, and then here. And then the little back flap, if you have a Honda OEM back windshield, this covers the gap that windshield doesn't. And then outside, I guess we'll continue on. That. Oh, and the door latch is fairly sick. You have an outside door latch and an inside, which is pretty nice. But you have to do some adjustment to make it fit, work properly. But I really like the fact of having an outside door handle. The Super ATVs, there's a little flap you stick your hand through, and you still use the factory door handle. Let's see. Got the Mud Bandit snatch strap, which is pretty awesome. It comes in handy. We used it 2 or 3 times on the trip to Hatfield McCoy. And then we'll go down here. I've got the Mod Quad pull plate. Not much support back here, so I went ahead, which I've never had any issues. I didn't break or bend or crack or nothing like that. I just kind of preventative. I went ahead and did it because I ride pretty dang hard. I take corners hard. Durhamtown is a lot of tight trail riding, slapping trees maybe. Haven't done it yet, but want to be prepared if I did. I didn't want to crinkle any of this area, so I got a pull plate, and because they don't have any factory pull points, so if I get stuck or something, I'd like to have something to pull myself out. So got these MUTV radius rods, the lower high clearance, and then the uppers are dual heim, fully adjustable. So if you want to adjust the camber in and out, kind of mainly helps if you're doing like portals and stuff, because I know portals a lot of times, if you put portals on stock radius rods and suspension components, the portals will cause the tires to lean in. So you can adjust it with those, which I don't ever plan on putting portals on this thing, but they're just stronger is the main reason why I got them. And they look pretty cool with the pull plate, they match, and the hardware on the exhaust matches, and the Honda symbol. So it was an aesthetic and strengthening piece. And then the main focal of the rear is the Trinity Stage 5 dual slip-on. This is by far one of my favorite mods in a whole on the machine. You just can't beat a Honda sound. In my opinion, you can't beat a Honda sound, and the Trinity pretty much does it the best. There's a couple other ones. I don't really like the way the Evo sounds good, but I like the look of the dual, and it sounds a little throatier also. It's not a full exhaust, just a slip-on, and it's super easy to put on, and it just makes it sound so good, so much different. I'll crank it up and let you hear it. Like I said, you can't beat the sound of them, in my opinion. Which having a blow-off valve sounds really cool too. So, but Honda just does it really good. And then the tailgate was already on there when I got it. I bought the machine with 300 miles on it, so it was pretty much brand new when I got it. Just had some simple mods done to it. I don't know what brand it is. I just know it's the rear tailgate, so that's all you're gonna get on that one. Good spot for storing some bungees or some extra tie downs. I don't use it, I just use it to store the bungees. And then got the, I don't know what brand these are. Oh, Kimimoto. The Kimimoto bar mount for light whips. This machine only has one spot to mount a light whip factory, which is included for flags, not light whips. So I went ahead and bought these because they're fully adjustable. You can have them standing, you can adjust them down here to have the whip standing straight up or have them leaning back. I chose to have them leaning back because I think it looks better. And then the whips were kind of expensive. They're not the 5150s or nothing like that, but they do good. They're the Boss audio system whips. I think I paid like 200 bucks for them, or it might have been 200 a piece, but I had some store credit for my local ATV shop from recommending people to buy stuff, so cut it in half pretty much. So I think I paid $200 for the pair when it would have been $400. But they don't do anything fancy. I mean, they don't hook up to the taillights or act as blinkers or nothing, but they just give you some sort of light behind you so people can see you when they're running up on you, more than the factory taillights, because you can see them good on the road, but once they get dirty, they don't do no good. I think that's all on the back. Pretty sure. Yeah. So I guess we'll go to the interior now. Interior, I think, is a must coming from the mud world on four-wheelers. ODI grips. Honda uses the factory four-wheeler grips to put on these crap bars inside the talons. So that means ODIs will fit. So I did blue ring ODI soft grip for my passenger, so she doesn't have anything that hurts her hands while she's having to hold on super tight, because these are very nice, especially after they get broken a little bit. And the way she squeezes this bar, it didn't take long to break them in. So great mod for your passenger. Then Dragonfire 4-point harnesses with the 3-inch wide belt and memory foam padding. I had a set of I can't remember what other brand I had. They were a basic brand, but nothing special. They were a 2 or 3 inch, or no, they were 2-inch wide. Not very comfortable, but these right here, the 3-inch belts and the click-in lashes down here, super easy to adjust. These kind of get stirred up every once in a while, but that's just from when you don't adjust them and they sit in that one position for so long, and they kind of get stirred up and you just bust them out of it and then they're fine. But by far the most comfortable harnesses I think I've ever worn. You can wear them all day and no fatigue, no hurting of the shoulder blades, or not shoulder blades, but just your shoulders in general. Super comfy. I'd definitely be buying Dragonfire again. And then you got a shift gate. It's kind of a no-name brand. Got it from UTV Source. So it was 20 bucks I think for this. So super cheap mod, and I like it because like when we were in Hatfield McCoy climbing some of them obstacles, you can be in low, and then if you get in that little spot and you need to jam it in reverse to back down before you roll over, you can just jam it back in reverse and you're good. And then as soon as you get to where you need to do, just slide it back in low, and it kind of goes a little bit further down than the factory shift gate, so you get away from that factory low issue of not engaging in the gear. I haven't had an issue with that really much, as long as you pay attention to what you're doing. But it's good for safety when you have to click in real quick and you don't have to worry about not being in gear. Then got a Kimimoto center bag. When you're harnessed in, kind of sucks, but it's good to have for when you stop and need to get something out of it. It's great, keeps it out of the little center cups and the storage box. So I have door bags on order. I ordered them when I ordered the shift gate, the pull plate, and what else did I order with that order? It was the shift gate, the pull plate, and one other thing. I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, fender flares. When I ordered the fender flares also, I ordered door bags, so we'd have door bags for going to Hatfield McCoy, so we didn't have to unharness to get stuff out of the bags, and we'd have a little more storage. But they're on a 30-day delay because the liner's on the inside, so I still don't have those. Then what else is in here besides the stereo? Mirror came with it when I got it. It's an awesome mod, love it. I'm gonna end up moving it. I had to move it because of my windshield wiper, but I'm gonna end up putting this on my side because I'm gonna get a tablet mount that mounts to this bar right here, and I'm gonna put an Android tablet, and it's gonna be right here, and she can control it when we're riding trails, and she can kind of keep track of where we're at and where we're going. So that's coming soon. Then we have the SSV Honda OEM Fit stereo system, which is awesome. It's all plug and play. You don't have to do any special wiring or nothing like that. They have a plug and play harness that plugs into the cigarette lighter, that you just unplug it, plug it into their harness, plug their harness into that, and then there's a wire that runs off to the amp that mounts to this pull bar, and the amp sits on that plate down there, and then you plug it into that, and that gives it the 12-volt power you need, so you're not having to run wires to the battery. And then all the wires run off to the factory molded cans down here on the passenger side, on the driver's side, which you would think they'd be in your way, but I can assure you they do not get in my way at all. And I have some pretty long, lanky legs, so they're awesome. And then I also bought the 2 pods for the back, and got those put in. It's a pretty decently loud system, and I like having the head unit up here, and it picks up AM, FM, so you can listen to a local radio station if you want to, if you get tired of your music. And it has an antenna, but definitely love this system. Wish it was a little bit louder, but I could always, it has a plug-in harness for an additional amp, and I've got 2 more of these speakers, just don't have any way to plug them in right now, so I may eventually end up getting another amp to mount under there and run 2 more speakers back here to the bar. So, but I think that's just about everything I have done to it. I mean, I got a GoPro mount up there, but that's not really something I consider being done to it. So, pretty sure I call everything. Like I said, not a whole lot done to it, but decent little bit. I done a little bit, and then the person before me did a little bit. So I want to get a secondary battery and run all my mods off of it, on my light whips, stereo, and all that good stuff. So eventually I'm gonna do that, but I may make a video on mods that I just want to do to it and plan on doing to it, because stock cage is not going to be staying for sure. So I'll have to be getting rid of the doors and windows and the roof, but got some plans I want to do for it, so we'll see. But I love it by far. I haven't had any mechanical issues or brakes or nothing like that. I've popped 2 tires in the back, but other than that, I haven't had any mechanical failures or nothing like that. I haven't broke anything, so I'm very pleased with it. I love it. I bought it with 300 miles on it, and now I have just over 1,200 miles or 1,300 miles on it, I believe. There, I will check. I'm pretty sure I have over 1,300 now, because we put about 300 on it in West Virginia. So let's see. I got 2 miles till the service. I have 1,551 miles on it now, which is a pretty good bit. But all been great miles, fun miles, and reliable miles, so I cannot complain one bit. Been a great rig. Couldn't ask for much better. I mean, a little bit more low end torque would be awesome, but other than that, it's been a great rig. So I'm gonna end this here. I mean, I pretty much went over everything that I have done to it, and on the interior and exterior. So see if I can't get this video uploaded tonight and give y'all something to watch. Not that it's very interesting, but it's just some basic stuff that I have done to mine. So I want to try to weave back into doing some YouTube videos. I got some video from West Virginia, but a lot of it has some background music, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use it. I may be able to upload it and then it just not be monetized. Hopefully they don't take it down, but because I know they're pretty strict nowadays. So we're gonna try to ease back into the videos though. I got a couple other ones I want to upload, and a couple other ones I want to record. So I'll see if I can't weave back in by doing a video a week or something of that nature. But y'all like and subscribe and hang patiently with me, because I'm coming back just slowly.